This section will teach warning signs and symptoms of sexual abuse or child molestation, recognition of these signs, as well as recommended methods of reporting suspected abuse. Sometimes there may be signs of sexual abuse even if a child or youth does not speak to you directly about it. There are many symptoms to look for that may indicate that abuse has occurred, especially if more than one symptom is present. This list of symptoms may be a serious indicator of sexual abuse, and a person noticing these symptoms should pay particular attention to a child that exhibits them. The presence of any of these behaviors may indicate that sexual abuse has occurred. These behaviors are not, in and of themselves, conclusive evidence that a child has been abused. This list includes some symptoms that may present themselves in a child or youth that is being abused sexually. Many times, an individual that does not know the child well may not recognize changes in the child's behavioral patterns. People that spend time on a regular basis with a particular child may more easily recognize the changes. Oftentimes, a child may not report abuse. Therefore, we must look for symptoms. Children who have been abused may exhibit several symptoms or no symptoms at all. Pay attention when a child exhibits any of these symptoms or any combination. Did you know most children are abused by people they know? Many people are afraid of reporting this sexual abuse. Most sexual abuse is probably never reported to authorities. Possibly 1 in 3 cases of child sexual abuse is not remembered by the adults who experienced the abuse. The younger the child at the time of the abuse and the closer the relationship to the abuser, the less likely the individual will remember the abuse as an adult. Other children are often the perpetrators of child abuse, especially if they have been abused themselves. Other signs to watch for are workers who spend an exorbitant amount of time with kids, adults who prefer the company of children to adult relationships, adults who single out one child for special attention, workers who seem to spend money on other people's kids or own children's books, games, and toys, even though he or she has no children, workers who spend a lot of time on the internet or computer, workers who shun accountability. Look for these patterns of behavior because they are often recognizable signs of sexual abuse. How to report abuse while at camp. Remove the child immediately from danger. Call 911 only if an extreme emergency exists. Immediately report abuse to the licensed youth camp operator and call local law enforcement and/or the Department of Family and Protective Services. Complete an incident report form. Gather as many details as possible. The licensed youth camp operator will work with the church and counselor to contact the parents. When reporting a suspected abuse, please remember the sensitive nature of this type of report. Whenever possible, maintain the highest level of confidentiality. Your attention to the signs and patterns that cause you to suspect abuse and following the protocol may make the difference in the very life of a child.